Slow love. Slow love. Girl, I can hardly wait till we're alone in my room. You bring the blanket, I'll bring the boom. I know the night is young, but that's just as well. Cause by the time we're through the night, we'll be old as hell. Turn off the TV, we'll be doing it from dawn to dusk. The couple on the screen ain't got nothing on us. We'll make love in slow motion like we're suspended in time. Erotic movements cause our bodies to become intertwined. Tell me, girl, are you ready for lust? Tonight I plan on giving you the maximum thrust. You're as soft as a pillow and I'm as hard as steel. Put 'em up, punching in. I know just how you feel. I'm aroused by your every touch. The very sound of your voice gets my cancer up. It seems the longer we do it, it only gets better. So I'm a better keep sweating to your last better. Slow love. You can take that time. It's not next thing. Slow love.
This that song you be, you see, you laying on the phone, it's late. You just snuck the phone in your room. This y'all don't know nothing about sneaking the phone in your room. You laying on the phone, hey, you laying on the phone at night, putting your rap in.
From the moon into the window, we're alone. Slow music playing, and then so I ask you to dance.
And then the old girl say, "You know what, baby? I gotta go. I'm gonna call you back." If she call your ass back and your mama pick that phone up, he in the bed where you need to be. Oh, why you mess up my rap like that, mama?
You willingly respond by saying yes and taking me in your arms. So I walk you to the dance floor.
What's up, y'all? What's up, man? What's up? Let me go ahead and just preface this video. Shout out to Eric. I see you in the comment section. I'm gonna put the link in here. If you want to join, sister, you're more than welcome. You don't have to turn your camera on. You can do it off your cell phone if you want to. There you go. There's the link. Now let me say this, man. Ericka Williams did a video earlier, and it was a good video. She went through this article where people were saying that they don't know if New York is going to recover economically from the virus. They're shutting down a lot of businesses. They're talking about doing rollouts and different, like staggered rollouts of Broadway plays. Different things economically are hurting New York. So a lot of people are leaving New York, right? A lot of people are moving to the South. They're moving to Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte, Memphis, Atlanta, Houston, Dallas. And let me say this, man. Look, I feel for my brothers and sisters in New York. A lot of them are cool. I don't have no problem with it. So I know this video is gonna probably rub some people that are from up north the wrong way. They're gonna feel like I'm ragging on them, but I'm not ragging on everybody in New York. But I have to say this because it's just the elephant in the room nobody wants to talk about. Look, man, you get the government the people, the government reflects the people, guys. So Ericka talked about this guy who was a multimillionaire, billionaire, I'm assuming, had I don't know how many businesses. He told the state of New Jersey, look, if you guys keep raising taxes, I'm going to move. They raised taxes, he moved. He shut down a bunch of businesses. When he shut those businesses down, it's straight out of Atlas Shrugged, man. Straight out of Atlas Shrugged. If you don't know about Ayn Rand, you need to get that in your life. But he moves, shuts down all these businesses. They literally had to call an emergency meeting because they lost $100 million on the state budget when he moved. Like that's how much that one businessman affected that state, the state of Jersey, not some city, not Newark, not one city. We're talking about a whole state. They had to call a meeting and readjust their budgets because they lost $100 million because one guy left. Now, this is the thing, man. Let me say this right here. The government is a reflection of the people. David Tepper, okay. The government is a reflection of the people. The reason that the government felt like they could tax that guy into oblivion was because the people voted and empowered these people. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't want them moving to the South. I know that sounds fucked up. I know, like, well, you think you better. I don't think we're better. Nobody's saying that the South is better than up north. We all fucked up as black people in America. We all got shit that we can talk and point at with each other. Okay, so I'm not trying to say that we're better or anything like that. But people that I don't share the same values with, I don't want them moving in my neighborhoods and communities because we just have different values. And I'm not saying this to be an asshole. If you're an atheist, I hate to say I probably don't want to live around you because not because you're a bad moral person, but certain things. See, if I tell you, hey man, they up there, this lady is going to be the mayor of Georgia, and she's gonna change the education system, and I'm gonna have to move my son or daughter out, and probably have to pay for a private school because I don't want my child going to a public school because the Atlanta mayor is pushing alphabet people coming in there in dresses and teaching kids, and I don't think that's right. And you coming from a place where that's normal, or you think that's okay, me and you ain't gonna make it. See what I'm saying? And so I'm feeling like the more those people move in the South, the more liberal it's gonna become, and the more liberal it becomes, the more fucked up it's gonna become. The reason they leave in New York is because of fucked up failed policies that the people want. The people wanted these damn policies, man. Nobody wants to say it. That's the elephant in the room. I'm going to read y'all a couple of articles. I just read an article from the Daily Mail. It says Hollywood apocalypse now. Rich and famous are fleeing in droves as liberal politics and coronavirus turn the city of dreams into cesspit plagued by junkies and violent crimes. Let me just go down here for a second. Let me go and find a piece of it. So in this article, you got different, like over on Venice Beach, and I've been there. It was beautiful. It's just a bunch of people, homeless people, just sleeping right up on the beach. They got makeshift houses, but that's the policy that these politicians have pretty much, put in. It says a makeshift tent city made up of flapping terraplanes and cardboard boxes surrounds the gym on all sides. So this is the legendary Gold's Gym that they shot that movie Pumping Iron at, right? And it says junkies and the homeless, many of whom are clearly mentally ill, walk in palm-lined streets like zombies just 3 blocks away from multi-million-dollar homes overlooking the Pacific. Stolen bicycles are piled on pavements, littered by broken syringes. TV bulletins are filled with horror stories across the city of women being attacked during their morning jog or residents returning home to find strangers defecating in their front gardens. Today, Los Angeles is on the brink. For sale signs are seemingly dotted on every suburban street as the middle class, particularly those with families, flee for safer suburbs, with many choosing to leave LA altogether. So you got this guy, Lou Ferrigno, had to move. He said his wife woke up. Lou Ferrigno said his wife woke up one morning. She goes outside. She sees 3 gang members sitting on their wall of their house because they had like a little wall. She walks out there and she says she's going to call the police. They pull their guns out and laugh at her and started doing cat calls to his wife. Now, this is Lou Ferrigno. They moved. I'm going to read you another article. Or actually, I'm just going to play something for you. Because see, it's and look, I know we want to blame the politicians. You can't blame the politicians. I don't blame them. I blame the people. I blame the people in these areas. You get the government, you know what I'm saying? Let me show you. You get the government of the people, man. The government is a reflection of the people.
Amazon backed out of plans February 14th to build its second headquarters in New York. The move was projected to bring 25,000 jobs to the state. When the company announced in November 2018 its plans to build a campus in the Long Island City neighborhood of Queens, some elected officials hailed it as a historic deal.
This is a big money maker for us. Costs us nothing. Nada, niente, goose. We make money doing this.
For the borough of Queens, unquestionably, this sends a signal that Queens is now ever more important economic center. That's going to benefit New Yorkers of all backgrounds.
But others were
So Amazon was about to build its second headquarters in Queens, New York. Now, I want y'all to hear this.
quick to object. Freshman Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, State Senator Michael Gianaris, and Deputy Leader of the City Council James G. Van Bramer were vocal opponents of Amazon moving into the area.
All Democrats. All these were Democrats. All these were liberal Democrats. I know people, I know y'all will think, okay, he act like the Republicans are angels. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about failed policies, failed cities, bankrupt, a $9 billion deficit. That's what we're talking about. Because you got people like this right here promising free shit, but running jobs away. Listen to this.
The average Amazon employee would be paid an average salary of at least $150,000 a year.
So the average Amazon employee was damn near probably going to be a top 5% in New York, maybe a top 1% nationwide. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good money. You at least a top 3% earner if you're making $150,000 a year. 25,000 jobs, averaging 150. Average. What's up, y'all? What's up?
And politicians complained that the influx of these employees would cause housing prices to skyrocket.
Oh, here come the gentrification niggas. You've been living in the damn area for 40 years, renting. You worried about rent going up because they finna stop. If you own your shit, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Or if you got some sort of, you able-bodied, grown woman, grown man, everybody ain't elderly and on a fixed budget, guys. A lot of these people just refuse to do something to better themselves. And so when you got Amazon moving, I'm gonna see how I can get a job at Amazon. Shit, what type of jobs they got coming? Instead of you got 25,000 jobs coming right around the corner. They paying 150,000, and you don't want them there because you worry about them raising your rent. The hell wrong, man? Come on, man.
Drive out low-income residents and worsen congestion on the subway and streets.
I spoke out on this issue to begin with is because organizers and residents of my community were busting down our.
Let me tell you something. This chick, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, anybody that voted for her, man, I don't want your ass moving to the South. I don't want you moving to Alabama. You're going to fuck it up. I ain't trying to be funny. Anybody that voted that woman in will fuck up wherever they go. It's like, you guys, you ever seen, let me tell you something, man. I rehab houses and shit, right? So I remember, you know, I had a house, we had some cabinets, right? They had tore down some apartments and they had cabinets. So I went in there, this is when I was doing like my second house. I went in there and the cabinets, they had a bunch of cabinets and shit. So they told me you can go in there and get the cabinets out, you can keep them. So I go in there and I snatch the cabinets off the wall and shit, and it's cockroaches everywhere. I felt my nerves was jumping. I mean, cockroaches was falling out everywhere, man. It was bad, right? Big ass water bug cockroaches, right? I took that damn thing out and put it in the trailer. I put like 2 of them in the trailer. I was gonna put it in the house I was doing. I figured, hell, I got them for free. I'm coming up. I can just change the doors or something. It'll be a good move. Bro, let me tell you something. I got in that motherfucker, man. And they was all in the damn trailer and shit. I just took that shit to the dumpster and throw it away. This shit was just roach infested, right? Now, why am I talking about that? It's just like I'm from Montgomery. They tore down. We had 3 projects: Trentham Court, Tulane Court. We had Cedar Park and Riverside. These are 4 areas, right? So in Montgomery, they tore down Tulane Court first. When they tore down Tulane Court, a lot of them Tulane Court, now these are some of the worst niggas in the city. They moved into Ridgecrest. They moved into South Lawn. They moved into certain areas. It was certain ways that they conducted themselves. They parked on the fucking grass. They a lot of shit. My radio got stole out my car about 3 or 4 times over that period. Took a knife and cut my shit. 3 or 4 times. What else? Or the rain motherfuckers with. That's what happened when New Orleans went down. You took a lot of people out of the projects in New Orleans, and they was killing it because they had a certain mentality. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not shitting on New Orleans. That was fucked up what happened. But I'm just telling you what happened when they moved to other cities. I know people that got into it with a lot of the guys from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is, it's a certain they think, and you, so they gonna come to the South, they gonna fuck it up. You know, I ain't work at. So you like, who the fuck you think you are? You Southerners, fuck y'all. Because I know if I was New York, I'm not talking about everybody from New York though. I'm not talking about everybody from these areas. I'm not shitting on all y'all. I'm not. What I'm saying is, even if you from there and you live there, you have to at least acknowledge that the people who live in these areas have voted with an entitlement mindset, and and you get these politicians like this lady right here, AOC, that has an entitlement that believes that she's always working for the little guy. Never once will you hold the little guy accountable for their actions. Why the fuck are you still? Why did you rent for 40 years? Why don't we get some programs so you can start buying a house, and when Amazon comes, you have your property value increases, and you can, if you do have to sell because you can't afford the taxes, you walking up out of there with a $500,000 property. You see what I'm saying? Because this New York, this is up north. So shit, up in Queens, New York, shit, them property. If you owned a house up there and they sold that bitch, how much would it be worth? You ain't selling it for 100,000. You better believe that. Out of Queens, you probably, if Amazon is right there and they start gentrifying, that shit gonna probably spike up like crazy. So you leave it with 300,000-400,000 cash. If you own the property, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. It's like, I'm not excited about that. When I listened to Ericka in that video and she was saying what she was saying, I was a bit disappointed because I'm thinking, she's like, a lot of these people move to the South. I'm like, it's not good. Look at what happened with Atlanta. I hate to say this. I love Atlanta. Atlanta's still a decent, nice city, nice place to live, but it's getting more and more fucked up. It just is. The reputation of Atlanta has brought in a lot of people from a lot of different areas. Some people say the locals are fucked up, and I agree, a lot of them are. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But anytime you get into these major metropolitan areas, it tends to have people to have a mentality. People tend to have a lack of values of what I think. I'm not gonna say lack of values. They lack. We don't have the same values. Let's put it like that. And so we don't look at certain things the same. You don't look at things the certain way, the same way. You know, they just passed a law in New York that if a baby survives the womb, if a baby dies, like they own some other shit up there in New York. How you think it got like that? The people. It's not, these politicians ain't just doing this shit. See, people want to just point at the politicians. The politicians are doing what the people want them to do. That's why Atlanta fucked up. That's why Keisha Lance Bottoms is not the damn vice president, right? Or vice president candidate right now, because she is a byproduct of the fucked up values that a lot of people have in Atlanta. Okay, I'm just being straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't marry the two. Like we want to try to act like it's good that people are, and a lot of times I'm gonna say this is gonna sound real fucked up. This is a lot of times why people think a lot of people are racist. It's not that people are racist in the South. Sometimes people see the values of people coming from these areas. And you know what? You saw this same thing back during the Great Migration. When people moved up north, they thought a certain way because the South was fucked up. The South was fucked up for a myriad of reasons. But, you know, they felt a certain way. So there's a lot of hatred towards Southerners coming up north, white, black, whoever. The blacks that lived up north didn't like the Southern blacks that moved up north. It was that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? For a while. And so what I'm saying is, guys, it's not good. If you're living in the South right now and you got a lot of people moving down to the South right now that are probably going to fuck it up for a lot of people. I know you're saying, man, damn, that's kind of fucked up to say, man. Who the fuck you think you are? Look, man, I don't think I'm shit, okay? I ain't trying to say I'm better than nobody. I'm just telling you that a person that voted a person in like AOC who will go and say that it's okay for a baby to survive an abortion and it's still that woman don't want him, kill him. That type of value, I don't want that type of values in Alabama. We don't need that type of shit in the South. We don't need that. And I know you like, well, it's racist. Look, hey, I grew up in the South. I'm used to this shit. I know a lot of people think we suck. At the end of the day, I'm just saying. Now, I'm not shitting on everybody up north, okay? It's a lot of smart, intelligent brothers. A lot of y'all might be on here that live up there. You know what I'm saying? But this is the problem right here, what he just said. The more these motherfuckers move out here, the more they bring their politics. Next thing you know, North Carolina's going to be fucked up with a deficit. Atlanta's going to be fucked up with a deficit. You got a bunch of homeless people right now. It's just like Hollywood. Bunch of homeless people it's a city right down there by the Capitol building. If you go, a number of homeless people. And I'm not knocking people. I know they had rough lives. I'm not shitting on people that are homeless. Don't take what I'm saying out of context. What I'm saying is the more certain people have certain mentality. They have an entitlement mentality. And those types of people fuck up everywhere they just fuck ups, man. I don't want to have shit to do with California, fuck ups. Chicago, fuck ups. A lot of them. I'm sorry. That's why Chicago fucked up. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's why Chicago's a war zone right now. Liberal policies. Nobody want to admit that shit. And it's the people that vote for that shit. It's the people that put that mayor in there. They put that damn alphabet man in there, and you wonder why the shit is fucked up like it is. You know what I'm saying? You don't see Houston ain't it's come move to California. I'll never move. I won't move to Chicago. We all know why I ain't moving to Chicago. Common sense. But the values of people. There was a church in California where a bunch of alphabet people just ran in there and just beat people up because they didn't agree with their lifestyle. That's the type of shit you see going on in California. I'm not shitting on them. Everybody, like, listen, if you from these areas, that's your home, you feel like you got to ride for your city. You know how black people are about their city. I'm not shitting on you as an individual. I'm just saying that the politics of the people that you live adjacent to, you may be sober-minded, you may have certain values, but there are more people that don't have those values. There are more people in these areas that have a certain fucked up mindset that feel like they're gonna vote their way in. You know what I'm saying? That's why I support the Electoral College. You know why? Because I don't want motherfuckers from New York deciding. If you think that it's okay for a child that survived an abortion to die in a trash can, I don't want you living next to me. Okay? I don't want you living next to me. I don't want you voting next to me. You stay your ass right in Chicago, right in LA, right up there in New York, and fix that shit. Which I know you and I both know you're not going to be able to do. You know what I'm saying? The government is going to have to save you. But that's the problem. You get what I'm saying? It's like people don't want to say what's real, man. I'm not going, Ericka, I can see people getting in the comment section of her video. They was upset. I'm going to read y'all comments in a second. But they was getting upset with her and stuff like that. But she can only say, I called her after she got off. I said, well, yeah, I feel like you should just go ahead and tell the truth. The truth is a lot of the things that are fucked up about these cities are fucked up because of the people. This lady literally ran Amazon. You got jobs paying $150,000 each. Let me play this again.
The average Amazon employee would be paid an average salary of at least $150,000 a year. And politicians complain that the influx of these employees would cause housing prices to skyrocket, drive out low-income residents.
So if you're a black person and you live in a neighborhood and you own a property, would you want your property value to go up? Why the fuck would you not want the property value to go up? Damn, do we only think we can be unproductive? Is it that black people only can be unproductive? We can never get our what the fuck what's your plan? Do we have a plan? Don't go through life aimlessly, okay? If you living in a neighborhood and the house is worth $40,000 and they finna bring a major tech firm right up the street 3 blocks away from you, and your house gonna go from being $30,000 to $250,000, why would you have a problem with that? I would love some shit like that. I don't, you know why? Because I feel like, you know what? I'm able-bodied. I have skills. I have talents and abilities. I will get out there and work hard and do whatever I got to do to hold on to that property as long as I can. If it's going to keep going up, because you know what Amazon, if their headquarters is going to be, let me tell you what they're going to do. They were going to do an Amazon Go, which is basically, Amazon is about to save the brick and mortar store business in a second. Y'all think I'm playing. Amazon is a juggernaut. Amazon has all the infrastructure just like Walmart. And so what Amazon is about to do is they're going to put up these stores where you can just walk in and grab shit and walk right out. And they got the technology. Once you grab it off the counter and put it in your basket, it records it. It takes it out your Amazon account. You ain't even got to think. Ain't no waiting in line. That shit is going. I promise you, when they do it, I'm going in there, motherfuckers. I'm gonna be buying all types of shit. And they got Amazon distribution centers all over the country, just like Walmart. That's what Walmart is gonna do. Brick and mortar stores will be back. Business evolves. And I don't care what you say. Anytime you can hop in a car and run and get something in 5 minutes is way better than going on the internet. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I know people think, no, the internet is better. No, it's not. If Amazon's trying to get it where you can get something in an hour or two, that's gonna be comfortable. But why worry about that when you can go right around the corner and pick it up? If your kid wants some Christmas toys, right? It would be good if I could take my son inside of a Toys R Us, which then we only by the time he got old enough where we could do it, they would shut him down. The reason I like Toys R Us was because I could walk in there and see what kids don't know what they want till they see it half the time. Why would you go on the internet and shop? You'd rather walk inside the store. Brick and mortar stores will be back eventually. But it has to evolve. It has to be, they got to shed the fat. That's what they're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Amazon coming in that neighborhood was only going to provide jobs. You know what? But if you don't think you can even get a job for Amazon, why is that? Why do you not think you can work for Amazon? Well, that's going to be for us. Why? You don't have the skills? Why can't you get them? See, you don't think, I would think like that. I'm a database developer. I think I probably have a shot at getting the job if they came right around the corner for me. I don't need it, but if I wanted to get the job, I probably could. I get a job at Amazon. I don't work at Delta, all types of places. Alongside whites, Asians, Indians, I don't give a fuck. I walk right in there and look them in the face and make the same amount of money they make. You can do it too. We ain't got to be just thinking that we're going to only be, stuck in living in low income shit all the time.
And worse than congestion.
I don't think Amazon has our interest. Amazon is trying to make money. Money moves. That's what Ericka was saying in her video. See, you want people to love you. I don't. I don't want people to give a fuck about black folks. I don't give a shit about that. I care about people. If they make money, how can I benefit from it? That's all I'm saying, Brown Becky.
On the subway and streets.
I spoke out on this issue to begin with is because organizers and residents of my community were busting down our doors saying, you need to say something about this because we are threatened with homelessness. We're threatened with rising rents. We have seen this happen.
Right here. Yeah, but what about the renters? Why the fuck are you renting? You've been renting forever. Why are you renting? Why are people renting? Why would you guys, rent is way more than a mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you living in a house and you're paying $1,800 a month, that's a $250,000 house. You know what I'm saying? Maybe more. You know what I'm saying? $300,000 house you could be living in. You got people in Atlanta buying $60,000, $70,000 houses, fixing them and getting $1,300, $1,400 a month for a house that they only in $80,000. So why are you renting? Why do you keep renting all the damn time? That shouldn't be something we consider. Oh Lord, here come Black God.
San Francisco and Seattle.
Is it jobs at any cost and at all cost? The truth is that we don't need to engage in these kind of pyramid schemes and competitions. We don't need to throw $3 billion at Amazon.
The community around Long Island City is home to legions of grassroots organizations.
Look at that. They wrote out a sign, no to Amazon. They protested. I don't want them motherfuckers in the South. I don't. Motherfuckers that you bringing 25,000 jobs to the state. You know how much tax rate. Guys, let me explain something to you about Amazon coming. See, this is how people don't understand shit. People stupid. Amazon directly was going to give you 25,000 jobs. That money was going to be in the economy of the city. So if you work, it creates other jobs. Like when Hyundai came to Montgomery, they gave out a bunch of jobs. Those people started spending money at stores, restaurants. You know what I'm saying? When you eat lunch, when you do a lot of different things, it benefits you as a black person to own a business or do certain things that you can benefit from. If you just drive Uber, at least a motherfucker got money to drive Uber. You see what I'm saying?
That were already unhappy about gentrification. Amazon founder and chief executive Jeffrey P. Bezos also owns the Washington Post. The company said it would continue with plans to put at least 25,000 jobs in Northern Virginia and 5,000 in Nashville.
Everyday Americans still have the power to organize and fight for their communities, and they can have more say in this country than the richest man in the world.
See that you vote a woman in, that woman in. Let me address some of these comments. So plenty of New Yorkers rent sub. Yeah, they do. Why? Why are you renting? Harlem was cheap. You could have owned Harlem when it was dirt cheap, when it was a slum. You could have owned it. Why didn't you buy? Why didn't you fix your credit? It don't take, you can't have credit fucked up for 34 years, man. Surely you could have fixed your credit and bought a house for 60 or 80 or $100,000 in Harlem that probably would have been worth of $900,000 by now. But did you do it? Well, I can't afford it. If you just take the taxes, let's say they charging you $10,000 a year in taxes, right? That's $800 a month. If you buy the house, let's say the house run you, if you'd have bought a house when it was cheap, let's say that's another, $1,200. You still paying $2,000 to rent anyway. At least now you own the motherfucker. And when it goes up, which now you can't afford a house in Harlem because it's $900,000 to even get into one of the brownstones over there. But when we had a chance, we didn't buy them. Black people need to deal with their own behavior. We can't always just, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like we want to defend staying at the bottom of the totem pole. We want to fight to stay at the bottom. We want to fight. That's why people like that, I don't want to have shit to do. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. What's your name? Brown Baker. Now I don't know you. This ain't aimed at you. I don't want to have shit to do with nobody that doesn't want to improve. There needs to be, and I hate to say this, man. I agree with MOT. There needs to be a separation in the black community because we got a lot of people that don't want to deal with or address the mediocrity of our community. I said it. Okay? Laziness and mediocrity of our people. We need to address that. And if you don't want to address it, you're running from businesses and opportunity. Amazon coming, me having an academy where I train people in database development, right? Amazon comes to New York. Somebody see that Amazon got a job for a DBA. They call me, I train them, they get a job. See how that shit work? I'm black. See how that shit work? See what I'm saying? We can't always just blame shit on just damn. So okay, you know what? Let's keep the bitch fucked up. No jobs, no businesses in the community. Stealing, crime is high. Shit. I'm not talking about Queens, just in general. You know what I'm saying? So people, we got to change, man. We got to change our mentality. Real talk. They have those in Washington State right now. Walk in, they do. No business has interest at heart. This ain't enough. Exactly. Thank you, bro. Thank you. What we got? Amazon, the kind of company to start providing free trading and boot camp. Yeah, man, look, training and boot. Yeah, they are. They are, man. Like, it's just, man, I don't know. Amazon would have benefit them now. Yeah, it would have benefit them in the middle of a damn pandemic. That was dumb as hell, right for the pandemic. And guess what? She gonna win in a landslide. She gonna win. She's gonna get reelected in a landslide victory. Watch. Most New Yorkers aren't buying homes. Single homes cost too much. Well, yeah, they can't now, but when they had an opportunity, when they was in that bitch in the 80s, in the 90s, black people been living in Amazon, been living in New York for hundreds of years by now. It's time. Like, why didn't you buy? Now it's too much. But we saw this shit. I ain't trying to be funny. You can see gentrification coming. Like, like right now, we know in Atlanta, in West End, we know they building the Beltline right now. There are houses that you could have bought near the Beltline in Atlanta, right up near downtown Atlanta, for $60,000, $50,000, 5 to 10 years ago. Now those houses are going for hundreds and $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 right up the street. I know somebody who got a $300,000 house. He got in there for like 110, 120. House worth $500,000. He renovated it. He lives there. This is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Or the poor states, the blue states, or the donor. Really? Did you know? You talking in ignorance. Why? Right? You talking in ignorance. You don't know that the fastest growing cities in the country, all of them are southern cities. The South is on the come. I'm not trying to say that the South is better. There are pros and cons to everywhere. You're not gonna come to the South and have the same amenities and things that you can have in New York. But don't just act like that. The cities that have the biggest deficits, the states that are the most fucked up, are all out of the top 10. I think only one was red. 1 or 2 are red states. You need to check your information. You need to check your information. That's old ass regurgitated information that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Bapa. What we got? You know, that's the thing, man. It's just, I don't know. I don't want certain people that think that way. In my you know, living near me, man. We don't have the same values and shit. We don't even look at shit the same. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I don't even think that's something that we should really even. You know, that's just my mentality. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I look at shit, man. You know, that's just me. Let's see what we got. Fastest growing cities in America. Out of the top 10, Florida, Texas, South Carolina, Florida, 5 of them are southern cities. Top 5. Then you got Nevada, Idaho, Utah. It's none of them. It ain't New York. None of them in New York. I don't even see a California in the damn top. Oh, I take that wrong. One of them's in California. It's number 17. Here's the link right here. A bunch of them in the South. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And the reason that you can say that New York is a donor is because you have the hedge fund managers that are now moving. A lot of those wealthy people are moving out of there because y'all taking 55% of their fucking money. Them folks tired of that shit, man. This is, you know, it is what it is. Harsh truth about migration from the South is now going back because the lack of ownership and group economics. LA, Chicago included. Yep. We move down here to Florida. Yeah, a lot of them. They moving in groves. They moving in groves in Florida. They are. We just in a specific spiritual sojourn where it's not going to happen. See, Mississippi has been ran by Republicans for years and is still at the bottom. Mississippi is part of the Black Belt. You don't even know. I don't think you really understand the history of the Black Belt. Mississippi, after the Civil War, was ravaged by a lot of what they call carpetbaggers. I hate to go into a history lesson. I took Alabama history. I remember this shit. So you had people that came down and bought a lot of property down there. They neglected it, didn't take care of it. When they were growing stuff, what they would do, you're supposed to rotate crops, right? But what they would do is they would just grow one particular crop, a cash crop. And so a lot of the land got fucked up. And it just, you know, it was poor. A lot of development and shit didn't happen. But I'm sorry to say, you know what's funny about Mississippi? And this is how ignorant we are as Black people. I'm gonna make an example out your ass. I love when you come on my channel. I love when you bring your ass on my channel because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You make me look good. You know that? You make me look good. Let's go with Mississippi. Economics, income. So I'm gonna share my screen. Mississippi, like 34% of the businesses in Mississippi are Black owned. Why are you talking? That's what I'm about to show you, because you swear you know what you're talking about. Mississippi was at the top of the list. Let me see if I got a state. They had a state breakdown. Where is it? Here we go. Black-owned businesses accounted for 34% of all the business in DC. Of course, DC is not a real, you know. And followed by Mississippi, I'm sorry, it's 27%. Mississippi. So you probably need to move your ass to Mississippi, Black Goddess, while you're talking that shit. See what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of opportunity in business in Mississippi. See, people, they tell you to hate that shit and think it's backwards, and there's opportunity down there. In fact, I'm gonna type up best place in the United States, and I hate to admit this shit. This Black-owned business, Montgomery Network. Montgomery. What does this say right here? What is this? Hold on, don't say shit yet. What does this say? Huh? What that say? You got to know your shit when you come on my channel talking greasy now, because now you made an ass out yourself. You talk, they backers, they this, they that. This is look, ranks as one of the best places for black-owned businesses. See there? Don't bring your ass on my channel talking that shit. You don't know what you're talking about, sister. Real talk. You know what I love when you come on here, because I always make an example out your ass. Because you always put these crazy ass comments in here trying to make shit about black men. Black men are colorist in the South. What are you talking about? I'm from the South. I'm from the South. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm gonna give you a good example. How are black men colorists in the South when I hate to use strip clubs as an example? In New York, if you're a dark-skinned stripper, you ain't making no money. They don't fuck with you in New York. This is well publicized. In Atlanta, if you're a dark-skinned black woman, you can make some money in a strip club. So that means these Southern men must like dark-skinned black women if you're making money. So I don't know where you get that shit from. At least I have some sort of frame of reference. I ain't just pulling shit out my ass talking about we colors, which is a new phenomenon. I'm sorry, a new phenomenon. Wasn't nobody talking about no damn colorism in the 90s when everybody was liking Whitney Houston and In Vogue and all that shit, and all these dark-skinned women was the shit back in the day. Y'all done got on the internet, y'all little youngest and got on this internet, and somebody done told you colorism. So now you feel oppressed. Ain't nobody studying that shit. Ain't you light skinned? Look at you. What you talking about? New York is staying, California and others are losing thousands of residents. They are, man. She don't know. Let me finish that other article in Hollywood. These people, let me see what it said. This dude said, Lou Ferrigno. We got another lady that moved. Says, meanwhile, visitors snap photos of Black Lives Matter logo painted down the middle of the street. Cars parked besides the beach in California, a popular tourist destination for Britons, are filled with bashed up motorhomes. Let me keep going. The authority. So this guy right here says, veteran publicist Ed Losi, this city was changing. This city was changed before coronavirus brought it to our knees. The homeless problem has become escalated for years, exacerbated by weak politicians making bad decisions that are voted in by the people of Hollywood. That's what people don't want to hear. Hollywood has always been the wokest of the woke. So politicians have done nothing but stop people, have nothing to stop people from sleeping in the streets. It's not illegal. Where's this guy? He's saying this guy said he has a moving company. He making a killing. He said he moving people to Nashville. He running people all out to the South. It's in this article. I'm gonna just put the link to the article in the chat. You guys get a chance, go read this article. But this guy's in this article just running it down, man. So, like I said, I don't want to burst anyone's bubble, but Vegas, I'm not saying everywhere in the South is the only place to go. There are other cities in the country, not just in the South, like in Vegas. Hate to say it, Salt Lake City, Utah's getting a lot of development. It's certain areas where people are moving. Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, places like that are seeing a lot of development. But what I'm saying is, when you take those people from these cities and they run into these areas, they're going to liberalize wherever they go. When you have liberals, they're going to vote certain ways. When they vote certain ways, they're going to implement certain policies. When they implement certain policies, it's going to fuck the city up. It just is. Because they fuck us. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. A lot of times, New York and these areas benefited because people were just so fucking rich. It didn't make a difference. You had Park Avenue. You had all these people with $300 and $400 million houses and shit like that. Some of the houses, most expensive real estate in the world, on Park Avenue and places like that. That shit is changing. Beverly Hills. I just read an article before she got on here where they was talking about how everybody in Beverly Hills going to get the fuck out of there now because they just tore it up. So that shit it has an effect, man. It just does. You know what I'm saying? That area where they burned that Wendy's down over there, they had houses like it was being gentrified. I hate to say it. A lot of people don't. I don't hate to say shit, but it was being gentrified. And now they done burnt that Wendy's down. Don't nobody want to go over there no more. Don't nobody want to live over there. That shit done been on national news. They over there, they done shot a little girl. Don't nobody want to live over there no more. Down the street, you got $500,000 houses. Because that's what Pittsburgh was. That's where Bankroll Fresh was from. It ain't too far from Pittsburgh. And all that different areas over there. But you got it's a certain mentality. Nigga, these Californians turning Austin, Texas into a liberal. Thank you. They are. They are. They coming to my city too, though. Yep, they are. They finna fuck up Texas. They finna fuck up Georgia. They finna fuck up Florida. I hate to say it. Why you think they ran Amazon away? It's the same people that voted AOC in, talking about they can't afford rent, finna move their ass down to the south and fuck it up down here too. I hate to say it. That's why it's like it is, man. That's real. I bought my house in Florida in 2012. Yep, there you go. There you go. So you probably ain't paying about $450, $500 a month, if that. If that, you might have paid it off by now. That's what I'm saying. So he created wealth. He got 100,000 in his pocket, at least. And you know what I'm saying? He's talking about the migration after Reconstruction. We will still get Google coming to New York City. Yeah, but you ran away Amazon. Why? You ran away 25,000 jobs. As if you get 25,000, could be 50,000. Now you only got 25. And it would have helped Queens. So yeah, it might help them. But they was trying to unionize them folks and everything. Them folks like, man, we trying to unionize. Black Americans just never had an economic plan collectively. Nope, they haven't. And I don't even think it needs to be collective. I just think, man, a lot of people just gotta think they always come with a bottom feeder ass mentality when we talk about shit. Somebody tell somebody, hey man, they finna bring some major tech company. Google finna put a headquarters, not a distribution center, but a headquarters right next to you. Damn, man, what about my rent? That's the first thing you worried about is your rent. Can I get a job there? You know, if I know they coming, shit, let me go buy me a property. Let me go ahead and see if I can buy this house down the street. Shit, it ain't nothing but $75,000, right? Let me buy that one. So then when they get around the corner, I'm good. That's how you supposed to think. But no, not black folk. Nope. We want to stop them from coming. We want to stop them from coming. You know what I'm saying? Nevada, Utah, Arizona, and Texas, they're getting all the fleeing California local. They are. They about to fuck them up too. They are. Guys, think about it. Somebody that thinks it's okay for a child to survive an abortion and they can die, and they vote for a politician that implements some shit like that. What do you think they're gonna do when they come to your state? Huh? What do you think they're gonna put in your education system? Huh? Because you really have to think about that if you got kids now. You can't just think, well, or if you're planning to have kids, what type of education system do you want your children in? Huh? Because if you got certain values that you want your children to have, you send them to school, these motherfuckers gonna probably vote to put your ass in jail if you teach your kids a certain way. If you try to homeschool, they trying to stop that shit. Like these are the type of people. This is the hotbed for those people. New York. That's where they from. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. It is cheap. Just like Montgomery. Shoot, I can get rent. I know where you can rent a nice apartment. It ain't in the hood for $360 a month. I know the old man that owned it. $360 a month. Right there in Montgomery. Right now, I'm talking about a stone's throw from downtown Montgomery. $360. Every state has backwater parts, but if you live in or close to the city, you're good. I say folks need to be able to make income remote, because if you in the city and conservative, be prepared for a change. Yep. You got to, man. It's crazy out here, man. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Anybody want to jump on? Put the link right here. Here's the link. Anybody wants to get in, they can. I don't feel like arguing, but if you want to jump in, you can. It costs $900 to start a business in California. What? And that's a recurring cost. It's only like $200 in North Carolina and cheaper in many southern states. It costs $900 just to start a damn business? Damn. See, people don't think government can be greedy, but people are greedy. So if people are greedy, they vote the government to be greedy for them. And then the government gonna take their pound of flesh, take their 80%, and give them that 20% that's left. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You been interested in Birmingham? Birmingham a cool city, man. It's a cool city. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing bad to say about Birmingham. Birmingham has its pros and cons. It is what it is. You know, some people don't fuck with it. I'm cool with Birmingham. I'm from Montgomery though, so I don't look at Birmingham like somebody from Birmingham might look at it. You know, Huntsville, that's another nice place. A lot of tech jobs in Huntsville. I know a lot of black people making a hell of a lot of money in Huntsville, Alabama. Why? They got that show, the people in that Huntsville show that come on. It's a lot of black folks in Huntsville making a killing. Don't nobody know about it. It's in their own little small, quiet, quaint little area. A lot of black folks working for NASA and shit. Lockheed Martin. I just came back from Austin. Man, that place is terrible. White liberals are disgusting. They are. They are. Didn't they mostly celebrate light-skinned dudes back in the day, though? Yeah, I mean, you probably was talking about something I said earlier. What we got? What we got? Keep going. I remember going to high school in the 90s, and 1/3 of the kids were from New York, and that's here in Florida. Yeah, yeah, yep. These liberals are like locusts. They destroy everything they move. They do. They do. That's what they about to do. A lot of tech companies move to the south. Exactly. A great tech hub is Charleston, South Carolina, of course, Atlanta, Georgia. Let's see what else we got. Alpharetta, Georgia is really where the tech is. And Alpharetta is on the north of Atlanta. Baton Rouge, New Orleans is actually a tech hub. People don't know that shit. Austin, Texas, that's what Compaq, or what's the name of it? The computer company, they based out there. They got their own little Silicon Valley area out there. Of course, Charlotte is a tech hub. Nashville is a tech hub. There's a lot of tech jobs in these areas. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them. Be able to move to the more conservative areas is my thought process. Yeah, but eventually you're gonna have to get the fuck out of there. Like if you live in the suburbs of New York State or outside of New York City, you still got the same education system, and a lot of people from New York still have those same values because you intertwine with those people, you intermingle with them. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather stay the fuck away from most of them. I got a son to protect. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. They're gonna influence the education. Some of those people are gonna trickle out to the areas where I live at. They're gonna have them same values. Eventually, it rots. It's like cancer. Now, I do think that the more conservative parts of New York are the suburban areas, but who runs the state? Shit, the liberals. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Colin Noir said he was trying to turn Texas into a new California, trying to mess with gun. Oh my God, gun rights. See what I'm saying? They finna get rid of guns and shit. And see, that's the thing. You got a lot of Mexicans down there. They gonna probably, they gonna vote for some free shit. Then you got people coming in from California. They see what I'm saying? They finna fuck Texas up. Texas is a beautiful state. Got a lot of nice areas. They already fucking up Austin from what I hear. Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, those areas, they finna fuck all that shit up, man. Phoenix, the Carolinas, Southwest to Southeast are all the upcoming tech cities. They are. Google is pure tech company. Amazon is warehouses at least. So many unskilled laborers could get. Yep. Damn good point. At Google, you can be a janitor, security guard, etc., and stay that. Exactly. Florida is a swing state. Exactly. Florida used to be a red state. Now it's a swing state because you have people coming from New York infiltrating the politics. And I know you guys are like, well, what's the big deal? Fuck Trump. Okay, I get it. But right now you got a vice presidential candidate saying she want to remove the Second Amendment. So, you don't give up your guns when you vote when she get on in there. Go on, you be the first one. Go down there and give them your guns. And all these people out here acting a damn fool too. I ain't giving up shit. But that's what, you see what I'm saying? You're going to have to think about that. Would you want, in this climate right now, with the way shit going right now in America, who wants to give up their guns? Because I don't. I'm a native New Yorker, and I have conservative views. So it depends on yeah, it does. And then that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not saying everybody in New York is like that. You're greatly outnumbered. Underrated Beauty 88. You're greatly outnumbered. And there are people in your state that think it's okay. There are more people in your state that think it's okay for a child who survives an abortion to die in a trash can than there are people like you, sister. So I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Oh yeah, 360 a month. Florida, New Yorkers, and Puerto moving their voting rights back. Yep, that's some shit people don't want to talk about. I ain't too keen on that shit either, cause I'm like a motherfucker felon half the time. Well, how you think he gonna vote? You know how he gonna vote off the top. You know, sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. You know, my rent was $320 a month in 2000. Buffalo, you ain't in Manhattan. But if you could get that, that's damn good. That's damn good. Yeah, it is. The South is cheap as hell, man. Damn, it's $900 to start an LLC. Shifted my rental portfolio to the South in the last downturn. Great decision. Damn sure was. Damn sure was. Charlotte gonna surpass Atlanta as the New York of the South. Yeah, Charlotte is a banking hub. I don't know about surpassing Atlanta, but Charlotte is a banking hub. So yeah, I mean, shit, it's cool. They call them twin cities. So driving from Charlotte to that little corridor between Charlotte and Atlanta is gonna be all city, just like Jersey and New York in a minute. Watch. Hell, Tesla moving to Austin away from California. Everybody getting up out of there. Policies, man. Policies. Care what nobody say. I can't believe that. I was blown away at how beautiful Charlotte. I can believe that. I'm blown away how beautiful Charlotte was. I visited 4th of July last year. Yeah, it is. Charlotte, just in my perspective, is not a very black city though. It's you got some successful black people there, but Charlotte, like downtown Atlanta, is black. You got certain areas where it's black people owning shit. Charlotte is white. Like that's what I noticed. Now maybe I don't know Charlotte like that, but from what I saw when I go downtown Charlotte, I barely see black people living down there. Most of them can't afford it. Now there are black people doing well in Charlotte, but I didn't know where they were. I don't know Charlotte, so I can't really say I'm an authority. But from what I saw, the couple of weeks I stayed there, it was just mostly, white people, for real. Charlotte has just surpassed San Francisco as the 15th largest city in the country. South was damn. I didn't know that. Did not know that. Let's see what we got. Went to Raleigh last year and it wasn't really my style at all. I like Richmond, Virginia, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the South. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying that certain more conservative areas are on the come up right now because, these conservative areas, they don't raise taxes. When you don't raise taxes, what happens? You get an influx of companies trying to, people go in business to save money. They don't to make money. They don't go in business to pay taxes. So you're going to get a lot of influx of car manufacturers. You've already gotten them in the South. Birmingham has them. Birmingham has a lot of them. Montgomery has a lot of them. Car manufacturers, which provides middle-class jobs for black people. Dare I say low-skilled labor, but it's, middle class. You might be making $40,000, $50,000 at these factories. You ain't finna get that in a city where they taxing these damn companies talking about trying to unionize. They're going to get the fuck out of there. You know what I'm saying? That's real. Okay. I don't know. I don't know, K-Love. I don't know. They talking about it. They talking about that shit. And you put the right politicians in, you get an influx of Californians in New York, they will get rid of your damn guns. Trust me, they will. A lot of black New Yorkers say southern states with gun rights have more harsh laws. Is that true? Hell no. If you ain't a felon, you get a gun and don't have no problem. No. Southern states don't have no damn harsh gun laws. Hell no. Wait, look, I ain't trying to be funny. If you carry a gun in the South, if you got that bitch sitting on your dashboard in your car, or if you carrying a gun on your shoulder, it's not viewed as you're not gonna go to jail for that because it's an open carry state. Like a lot of the southern states are open carry, so you may have other situations to deal with cops, but a lot of times, even in that, if you are not a felon, you could go and get a concealed carry permit Like I've had one in Alabama a couple of times. I ain't had no problems. They gave me my shit. I went and bought I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I left it in Alabama, but I did. You know what I'm saying? I don't have one here yet. Any news on Baton Rouge as far as livability? I heard Baton Rouge is a nice place though. Baton Rouge, Tennessee. Baton Rouge is a nice place from what I hear. I think South Carolina has a BMW Mercedes plant. There's a lot of car manufacturers in the South, bro. Like Alabama got a lot of car manufacturers. Hyundai, you on the border of Georgia and Alabama, you got the Kia plant. Okay. What happened? I want to see on. That said, I went shoot with Virginia. Yeah, they have a gun show like every 2 months. You go in there, anything, damn near anything up in that motherfucker, and walk. You can hear you. Sorry about that. I got kicked off for a second. But you can go in there and buy whatever you want, man. Real talk, no questions asked. So, let me see what y'all got. A lot of businesses are leaving New York City and going to states where like Florida, where tenants are leaving as well. They are. They are. Yo, what's y'all thoughts on it? Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Them brothers, man, ain't really got. It depends, man. I ain't too keen on them. You know what I'm saying? Just because I feel like it's a lot they could have did. Because the day that they was marching over there and was talking, where you at? Where you trying to go to war with the Klan? Why do y'all go over there and protect and get them niggas off from over there toting them guns that killed that 4-year-old girl? Like, sometimes we put our mind on the wrong stuff. We focus more so on racism instead of our own problems. Like, we need to fix our problems. Like, I don't mind them doing that, but if you really are concerned about black people in the black community, fine, go march and threaten the Klan, do what you want. I don't have no problem with that. Also, go over there and get them niggas, because had you done that day, that girl probably would have still been alive. That was the same day that girl got killed. That night, that Saturday night, when you was out there marching and protesting, talking about fuck the Klan, bitch, we here, where you at, you scared. Them niggas was across town about to kill a 4-year-old little girl. So to me, that part of it, I really just wasn't rocking with. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, them niggas out here doing this shit. And meanwhile, they could have stopped them. Because that's my thing. Like, if anything, you could have went over there and installed some. So I ain't saying you got to stop the brothers, but give them some sort of order and say, hey, man, we over here to do this and do that. Because you black, you out there with guns. They wasn't going to do that. You could at least probably prevented that or put somebody out there to help them brothers, because they obviously was just shooting. I heard they would draw down on anybody that rode by that barrier. You rode near that barrier, they draw down ready to shoot your ass. So, I mean, that shit like that got to stop, man. That's real talk. We got to clean up our own community. That's just me. That's the way I look at shit. You know what I'm saying? It's nice enough to live, but the crime rate has spiked. Where? Oh, you talking about Baton Rouge is Boosie say he can't live there. You know what I'm saying? So this depends on where you live at, really. Because I can take you to parts of Montgomery. You better watch it. You know what I'm saying? Getting my concealed carry permit tomorrow. signing up for insurance in case I need to let one go. Only travel to states that recognize my permit. Yep. Coming Bernie Sanders proposing tax on billionaires that are leaving New York. Yep. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that. He's saying they saying if you left California in the last 10 years, they're gonna tax you. They mad now. They like, okay, we fucked it up. We didn't tax you to the hilt. You moved in 2012. We want to tax you since you moved. Like, that's crazy. I'm here it went up after Katrina because a lot of people moved in. Yep. Yep. They need to stay where they at. If everyone moves to the south, they're going to make things come more expensive. Not just more expensive, their policies, man. I'm telling you. People that voted that lady in that ran Amazon off are gonna come down and vote some stupid motherfucker in, and they're gonna fuck up the South. That's what's gonna happen. That's real. They too obsessed with the white men. They are. They are, man. They are. Brothers, remember, here's the link now. If anybody want to join, let me put the link in one more time for y'all. There's the link if anybody want to jump in right quick. That's true. That's why my home ownership and multiple streams of income is important. Yep. You gotta be careful. What we got? Yeah, I'm working on that. Let's see what we got. Yes, but it depends on where you live at. Yep, that's exactly what I was about to say. That's what I said. Yep. Most of those are gonna move back. Okay. Yeah, it ain't too far. What you do? Go up 12? Not 12. You get on 10 and you go to 12, go to Hammond, and then I remember that. Yeah, I like hanging. I like the chain when you go out. I ain't been to New Orleans in a minute. I love Bourbon Street. I be having fun. I ain't gonna lie to you. Go down and get me a hand grenade and get right. You know what I'm saying? I love New Orleans, man. Real talk. What's up, Gary?
What's up, sub?
Ain't that, man? What's up with
Man, I used to be on that anti-gentrification tip.
you?
And I understand that people go through hardships, rent go up, and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like nobody ever wants to put into the area that's being gentrified. And I ain't only on property to start a business, to do all that's going on. Because when they start gentrifying the area, the state, federal, everybody starts putting grants, all that kind of stuff in for people to reach into that money. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I feel like we as people got to stop making excuses to where we can't do anything or these programs are against us. We just got to learn how to do it and have things set up correctly.
Yeah, hello.
You know what I'm saying? Huh?
I didn't hear you chopped up. Go ahead.
Oh, man. Now, I'm saying basically, like, for me, I used to be against gentrification, but now, seeing all the opportunity, I feel like we got to stop making excuses and tap into it. Even if it's not just to get properties, but to start businesses in these areas. Because once money starts flowing into these areas, you're like a cheap loan or whatever the case may be to start doing something. And we just miss out on those. And we complain about white people coming in, but they come with a purpose. And we in there trying to fight for intangibles.
Look,
freedom
man,
and liberty, all that kind of stuff.
I'm in Atlanta. I know black people that became multimillionaires off this gentrification shit. Like I can name one, Daryl Harrington, homeboy of mine, multimillionaire. He been flipping houses. He bought houses in Grant Park. He bought houses in areas where niggas was talking about gentrification. Black dude made a killing. Why can't you do it? Why can't you at least buy your house? You ain't got to be a flipper, but you can at least buy your house and own your shit. Keep it up. I see people over there in their downtown Decatur, like a couple houses for $300,000 right now. I'm talking about it ain't even fixed up. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't. I'm sure them folks bought that house for $50,000 probably 25 years ago. Now these houses going for $300,000. Damn, man, how long are we going to be victims? That's just that's the bottom line. You know.
And with that, because people gonna say, people always have excuses, bruh, what kind of business we gonna start? What we gonna do? Okay, I just had an idea. Why don't you start a little food truck or get a little cart Because you're gonna have all the people now that are doing construction. You know what I'm saying? So you just start doing like that, flipping plates. That's how you get started. You get your money
Brother,
up, then you can start doing other things.
I know a brother that started a business that was making $100,000 a month. My homeboy, he was selling smoothies. Black dude. He's on. I'm gonna put the link to the interview on his channel. This brother was black dude. He's from Auburn. He went to Tuskegee, but and he was just talking about how he made all this money, man, doing what he do. I'm gonna put just the link to his video right here.
And you said you're doing smoothies alone?
He was doing smoothies. Now his interview was amazing. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's an amazing story. I'm gonna probably get him on my channel and interview him. But this brother started an actual truck selling smoothies and was making $100,000 a month from different. He had like 5 locations. He grew that big. He was running the white folks out of business. Like that's like, and now he in Atlanta. He moved to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Now he done opened up here in Atlanta doing the same. He finna grow here. He already done spoke with the mayor and all that shit, man. Look, man, it's out there to be got, man. That's just me, man. It's out there to be got. I ain't for that oppression Olympics bullshit. I just ain't with it, man. And so this racism, white supremacy can only get you so far. Eventually, you have to fix your credit, save your money, be able to, go sit down in the bank. What do I need to get a loan? Everybody black ain't getting a loan because people are racist, okay? That ain't why you ain't getting a loan. You getting a loan because your shit ain't together. You can't blame it on racism all the time. You know what I'm saying?
And in all honesty, even if you go to a bank, you get turned down for a loan. Some bankers at a point right now, you say, look, what I have to do better? What I do wrong with my loan? And they'll tell you what's wrong with your application.
That's it. And a lot of this shit is digital now. You can go online and get loans. It ain't got nothing to do with a person no more.
Yeah.
Like we got this antiquated, 20th century way of thinking, and it's the 21st century, bro. This is the information age. You actually go get a loan without even talking to a person, man. I'm speaking from experience. Now I ain't just talking. I done borrowed $50,000 off the internet before. I'm telling you what I know. That's real, man. New York is rude. They moved down to the south, and they're going to bring their rudeness with them. I'm sorry, but they need to stay up there with it. I modeled up there in New York. They was actually pretty cool, but I don't know about the personality part and all that with me per se. I just think that their values, we don't have the same values. Like, I'll just say that. Like, I did ministry back in the day. I went to school with New Yorkers, people from New York that went to Tuskegee. I had some very interesting conversations with them bros. Let's put it like that. From New York. Very interesting. A lot of what they believe and how they think, a lot of those people, they think a certain way. A lot of them up there do. And then you got some good people up there too. I'm not saying everybody up there is whacking them. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that, it's some interesting people up there. Let's put it like that. I run into a lot of New Yorkers here in Florida, and it's 50-50. You find cool and you find, you do. I really have to get used to that southern humidity, though. Oh, yeah, you do. Says, what it says, our summers in Buffalo are hot and humid, but short and rarely above 90 degrees. Shit. But see, I like warm weather, though. See, the summer's hot, but guess what? I could be outside in some tank top and some shorts on Christmas Day. And I could be outside in the middle of February with a tank top and some shorts, But that's the difference. In the South, you only gonna get, where I'm from in Alabama, you get about 3 good weeks below 50 degrees a year. 3 weeks collect throughout the whole year. The rest of the year, you over 50 and most of the time over 60. So that's good weather, to me. I'd rather have that than a hot summer. The hell, summertime, like right now it's summertime. I'm cool. I'm used to it, though. I'm from the South. So I grew up here. So it's different. Yeah. So I get some adjustment. One thing is most black Americans
snowed in.
Oh yeah. See, I can't deal with that. In New York, originally from. I'm gonna say this, man. Like, I think there are pros and cons to everywhere in the country. Okay, um, I think there just are. I don't think people up north need to be drug or saying something. I'm not trying. This ain't something saying we're better than them because we're not. Nobody's better than anybody. It's pros and cons of being in New York. It's pros and cons of being in the South. I don't think anybody from New York can say, "Hey, we are better than you," which is what we used to get in the South a lot of times. But I eventually figured out that you're not better. What you're doing is you're bragging on the rich white people in New York's wealth that you don't own, and you're comparing it to the rich white people in the South. You know what I'm saying? But at least in the South, we own something. You you hear what I'm saying? Like almost 30% of the businesses in Mississippi are black owned. I just showed that. So it is what it is. It's a mixed bag. You know. What's up? What's up, Alfonso?
What's going on with you?
Ain't that man slow motion? What you got?
Yeah, I wanted to say because I had put on there about us, being in a certain spiritual condition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm from Detroit, right? And like the gentrification that took place there, it was like okay, it was just like okay, how people were complaining about the gentrification that took place in my city, but it's like at the same time, you know what I'm saying? When we had the city on lock, people didn't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? It got to the point where you couldn't even get people to cut their grass. It was like, you don't appreciate the city that when we got it. You couldn't even get people to even pick up a piece of paper. And then, when people start coming in and flipping the areas that have been abandoned for 20, 30 years, then it's like, oh, they taking back our city. Well, it's like when they was trying to, get the city and, you had certain groups that was trying to get people to do some that. It's like the black people, were there, didn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's move out to the suburbs. Let's move out to Southfield and Oak Park and all that and pay and well really let's move to the white people's leftovers and pay twice the rent of what the places is worth just so we can say that we living out in the suburbs. And then they turn around and flip the areas where we were historically at and make a profit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the way we thinking. Like I had caught on another show and they was talking about well black people don't have no money. It was about the comments that Akon had said. And I said, well, I had certain problems with what he said, but at the same time, what he's saying is right in totality. When you talk about knowing your worth and when you talk about your, something that's stalling your progress, because if you sit up there saying that we don't have no money, then why is the Arabs leaving out our community? Why they done took a Billy out the community? Why
Man,
do the Koreans?
my homeboy done bought like 4 or 5 houses up there in Detroit for they was selling houses in Detroit for $1. Like
Exactly.
you have no excuse. Like you
Hey,
didn't even need a loan. You take $20 out your pocket and buy 20 houses.
hey, I mean
Like no.
they had all these type of things that we could have kept Detroit. You know what I'm saying? It was so many things that like and you said that we don't have no money, and I'm like, well, the Koreans done took a trillion up, all these different foreigners done took billions and trillions of dollars up out our community. So what you mean we don't have no money? That these people wouldn't be in our community. These foreign merchants wouldn't be in our community doing business if we didn't have any money. That don't make no sense. And
Why
it's like you said, we're not.
I'm like a drill sergeant, brother. I don't hear that. When cats talk about systemic oppression, we're oppressed. Impression, when you talk about oppression, that paralyzes people. When you talk about oppression and what the white man won't let you do, you know what that sounds like? We're gazelles in the jungle in Africa, in the Serengeti. And I'm telling you, hey man, let's go to the water hole and get some water. Man, I can't go to the water hole. They got alligators, they got lions, they got tigers. Man, they might get me, man. I ain't finna like, yeah, but you gotta get you some water or you're not gonna survive. Black people are afraid to go to the watering hole, so paralyzed by the threat of what might do. Meanwhile, people that are I ain't gonna say just as hated, but people that are hated by white people come into our communities and make a killing. And then they go and and it's like I'm like, hey man, you can do this, you can do that. Hey man, you can do this. You got all these different opportunities and things that you can do. 1 in 7 black kids are barely able to graduate high school, or not. Or 1 in 7 black kids when they graduate high school are college ready. 1 in 7. Black kids don't. You run it, you name it. All the bad statistics we're leading in, right? That's something that we can actually work on, that we can probably try to benefit and change. But we'd rather talk about racism, which affects, let's say, maybe out of 100 black people, you got maybe 10 that really got fucked over by racism. The other 90, we like, well, shit, you got that 10, but damn, we got this 90. Let's focus on them because they don't give a fuck about us for that 10%. I'm not finna beg white people to care about that 10%. I'm finna worry about this 90 because if I get this 90 straight, I can help the 10. That's the thing. You can't help the 10% if you got 90% of them that you don't even want to look at and say, man, damn, dog, why you fucked up your credit? Why you renting for 20 fucking years, 30 years renting? You got people paying $1,800, $1,700 right here in Atlanta rent. You know what I'm saying? You know how much that's a $300,000 house your ass paying for. Yeah. And you staying in a damn $100,000 house paying $300,000 rent. Like, why? Why would you do that? Why don't you just, if you're paying that kind of money, why don't you get a mortgage?
Man, I mean, exactly, man. Like that and see that's where the line needs to be drawn. Okay, how much is, because I'm not one to say that systemic oppression doesn't exist, but we got to draw the line of how much is this our fault? You know what I'm saying? Like how much is this, how much, what percentage? Okay, if we gonna say, is it 5% systemic racism, 10% systemic racism, and 90% our fault? So let's get a case study. Let's get a clear example of what we doing wrong. Because like I said, we can't move forward like this. We can't move forward in this only confusion. Like that's why I'm more so a big fan of Black America being placed in a position where you have to do for self, where we have to depend on each other. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like for instance, I give you in a microcosm when the housing market crashed. Now I was living in Detroit when the housing market crashed, when it was like 100 people in line to get an interview at Family Dollar. When it was real bad, when the housing market, we went through that thing, it was real bad in Detroit. And a lot of people had started going back to the urban gardening. So I had one homeboy in particular that had bought a lot across the street, and he had bought this abandoned park, and he started farming. So he was farming and all this type of stuff, and had started stepping his game up. So I ended up going to the Navy. I ended up running. So I ended up going to the Navy. So when I come back up out of that situation, I ride over there to see how he doing. I hadn't seen him 4 years, and I come back, the shit all growed up. It just the house boarded up, everything gone. So I hit him up on Facebook, like, what happened? And it's like at the end of the day, when the economy started getting back, and then the plant started, giving out $19-$20 an hour, start hiring back, he just went back to work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at the end, that's why I said at the end of the day, we done been raised up to be dependent on the system and on the job and on certain things that once that's gone, you have nothing, as opposed to being dependent on yourself and each other, which you know what I'm saying. And it's like, and being able to think for ourselves and being able to, like, okay, it's not a thing of everything we can't do. Some it's things we can do, but we have to use our cognitive ability to look what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to be fast moving.
Hold on. Now, see, when you start talking about doing cognitive things and using your brain, you have to be careful, because now you're talking about critical thinking. And in critical thinking, like, for example, when you solve for X, a lot of times you have to work on both sides of an equation. And what that means is, when you're talking to Black people, you may have to give tough love to some people, and they don't want to hear it. So if you can't give tough love, you can't solve for X. There's no way you can solve for X. If I can't look at you and tell you where you fucking up, then there's no way we'll ever be able to solve for X and fix our problems. So there has to be a division of both sides, if you get what I'm saying. When you talk about solve for X, so you got to divide. Like, it has to be some sort of schism in our community because I don't see us, ever overcoming the shaming of people when I tell you, hey man, this is stupid. You should have been staying in the house for 30 years paying, $1,700 a month rent. That's stupid. Oh man, he was systemically oppressed. Like, what the fuck you talking about, man? This nigga, but you paying $1,700 a month. How are you systemically oppressed paying that kind of money? A mortgage would have been $700. Shit, that's not oppression. That's an extra $1,000 a month that had you dropped in a mutual fund, you'd be a millionaire. Like, I mean, you get what I'm saying? It's just too many ways out.
Yeah.
Too many ways out.
Right, and that's all I was saying. We like you. It's like it's at this point. That's why I said it's like at this point, you gonna have to really do the separation of things because it's like you wasting your breath. It's like a lot of, and I love my people, but it's like I'd rather go talk to the wall in my apartment than talk to certain people because you know people just comfortable, and you know what I'm saying. It's like, well, if you comfortable with what you doing, who am I to tell you what to do? You know what I'm saying? Because like I said before, it's certain things that we could do if we would work together. It's certain things that we could do. Like you can't tell me that the communities this surpassing us, that don't have all these elected officials, that don't have all these visible people, that we can't do certain things. You know what I'm saying? That we can't do certain things better. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we don't have no money. Oh, well, see this, that, and the third. And it's like, well, damn, so I don't know, but I just wanted to say a little something.
I know.
No, I'm glad you came on. Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say with that, Alfonso, I think we gotta utilize what's in our communities because I stay down here in Atlanta, and the first thing I did when I came down here is I went on Eventbrite, and I typed the business, nonprofit, a whole bunch of events, see what's going on. Some were free, some you had to pay for, but I went to as many as I could so I can get an idea of the area because, like, we can go to the Chamber of Commerce meetings and sit down and see what's going on and get a feel for what's going on in the area. I mean, you can go down to the library and they got librarians that can tell you what books or even help you set up what you're trying to do. But I feel a lot of times it's like we trying to get a little esoteric and feel like it's something out there or we got to like have this big collective plan in order for us to get ahead. But there's so much stuff out there that's been laid out for years that we just don't look to or we don't think it's enough. Because there are a lot of community colleges that have entrepreneurship programs. They'll throw you $1,000, $2,000 to start your business, but we feel we got to have $30,000 to start any kind of business, and we have a weird mindset going into things, or we look down on certain things because we feel, I don't know, like it's beneath us. Like that's not what the white man does. The white man does is all these exclusive business plans, but no, they start with what they got and they build from there. So I feel like we have all the tools in our neighborhoods already to be somewhat successful, to live comfortable lives without having a 9 to 5, but we look down on those things, so we don't appreciate them like you were saying earlier.
Yeah, I don't. The Bible says, "Despise not humble beginnings." Starting with that little $400 business and thinking that you could probably turn it into $1 billion business one day is, if you don't think like that, you got to. And if you're around black toxic people that will, man, you crazy. That ain't gonna work. Stay the fuck away from. That's the nigga you run from. That's the nigga you run from, a nigga that talks like that. But we gotta have that entrepreneur class that's willing to build, that doesn't mind, getting out here and fighting for what they believe in, and going after your dreams and your passions and desires. And man, that's what I'm all about. And if people don't think like that, man, those people are toxic. We need people that think. We need that warrior class. That's who our warriors are, not the thugs, the businessmen, the businesswomen, people that can provide jobs right now. This ain't about fighting with your hands no more in the 21st century. It's about problem solving. Can you do that? And if you can't, then your ass gonna go by the wayside. That's the way it works, man. Real talk.
Because Jeff Bezos, he started Amazon in his even though he got $500K from his family, but he started that in his garage.
Okay, man, getting 500,000 don't guarantee you gonna turn into Amazon shit. And you got to give him props for that shit. I don't care what nobody say. People can talk.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like some he started in his garage and had an idea and look at it now. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said that that's one of the major side effects that hurt Black America with the social integration thing, because when you do a lot of history on Black America, and I say this on any podcast I go, I like, man, if you look at really pound for pound as a people, Black America was one of the most industrious people, pound for pound, like
We
in
were.
that early 20th century. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a newspaper that this dude had started, and it was like the major publication that a lot of Black people had used to go to the North during the Great Migration. It was like a whole lot of different stuff that Black people started from scratch, with nothing during Reconstruction and Jim Crow. And now it's like, you think about it now, our mindset is like, oh, go get a bag, uh, go to the strip club and strip, the new start of OnlyFans, like, that's the new thing, a hustle. It's nothing like, okay, like you said, let's go to the community college and see, or the same thing they've been saying, well, these foreigners, they get loans they won't give us. And it's like, well, that's a lot of that stuff not even true. It's not even really true what they saying.
Nope, that's not true. A lot of us you have to have that crutch of they're getting something we're not, because otherwise then we can see your mediocre ass. See how average, see how you just ain't hitting it. You just ain't doing what you're supposed to do. You gotta have that. The only reason he got money and I don't, because he got this and I don't. If you didn't have that shit going on, you could really sit and see who a person, we can see how average you are, how you fucking up, and how you're mediocre. That's just real. That's just real. You know what I'm saying? And you got people that give these people these crutches to lean on, man. A lot of that shit just ain't, it ain't what's happening, man. Real talk. But look here, man, I'm about to go. The Thugs are Warriors. I don't believe so. No, Sub-Zero. The Thugs are Warriors. I don't think so. I don't think they're the Warriors. I think if you're right now, we don't have a warrior. Like when you think of warrior, I don't know, because it's almost like a badge of honor. You know what I'm saying? But look, guys, I got to go. I got a call to make. But guys, y'all have a good one. I enjoyed it. Y'all have a good one. God bless y'all.
Peace, brother.
All right. I will see you guys later.